Hello ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to the Full Throttle Racing League for the penultimate race of the season. The Division 1 Championship is potentially up for grabs tonight. We've got a full, intermediate wet weather condition qualifying. Mark NUFC, who we're on board with now, as he comes out the pits, begins tonight's race 34 points ahead of his nearest rival Ox. Lennon, who's in third place on 98 points, is still in the championship, mathematically speaking, but will need to pick up his first win of the season and results to go his way if he is to be in contention next week in Bahrain. We also have drivers fighting against relegation at this potentially kind of now or never stage of the season, so we'll be keeping an eye out on them over the course of the race. We'll go through all the possibilities in a few moments as we see drivers take to the track for the first time in their attempt in the wet quali of Azerbaijan. In the booth with me tonight, he's back again, it's Smertins. Welcome along, how's it going, man?
Yep, had a week off and fresh and ready to go.
Yeah, he's pumped, he's ready. So Azerbaijan, what's your thoughts? We just said about wet quali and all that.
Yep, well, that's going to throw up a fresh challenge for the guys out on track tonight. Div 2 saw a totally dry quali and race last night, so none of the Div 1 guys would have been able to ask for any tips or anything from us, so...
Okay. Well, obviously you mentioned Division 2, promoted from Division 2 was onto the podium, so congratulations to him. He's going to be in Division 1 next season. There's a car that is that's AMK. He's bent it already, and I was going to mention this later on in the quali kind of red thing rumoured to be very quick round here, and actually qualifying over.
Yeah, he'll be showing his pace from the back tonight.
Yeah. So yeah, onto the podium was confirmed promoted last night from Division 2 to Division 1. Congratulations to him. Obviously Scooby's already won the championship. Pole last night was a 140.4. We're not going to see that kind of time because obviously we've got wet quali. Doesn't look like it's going to dry up looking at the clouds there. But Mertens, can I tempt you into a slight prediction? Maybe?
I'm not going to predict a time because I've got no recent collection of what wet times are around here. I would be tempted to say possibly Mark for pole, maybe even Bad Boy.
Yeah, Bad Boy's had a very good season qualifying.
So he tends to qualify well, but his car world's just smacked the wall coming through the castle section.
Okay.
Will affect his lap time, but he doesn't seem to have damaged anything.
Yeah. So obviously the championship, as we've talked about, is up for grabs. So if Mark, here are the permutations tonight. If Mark wins the race, he will win the championship. If he comes second, he will win the championship. That's fact over, done with. If he comes third, then Ox, who is his nearest rival, will need to win the race to keep it going for next week. Lennon is also still there, but he will need to win, and Mark will need to. Lennon will need to win, and Mark to come lower than 4. To keep that kind of thing going. Very confusing, but you know, Mark is ahead by 34 points on Ox, and at the moment he's quickest. And the top 3 are the top 3 guys in the championship.
It's kind of what you want.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. We've got a few reserve drivers in. Some of the guys not here tonight. Charged, Catamese, Coandy, Trizzy and John. They're not available to race tonight. And instead of those is Rich T. Gamer from Division 2. And we've got some New drivers, new faces actually tonight. We've got, let's have a look at one of them. We've got Plexi here. Plexi is the very latest inclusion. Just getting into the lobby in time. Dutch Tricks, City Cross Blue, the three champions, and my favourite driver already, Willie Tix. But Mitch T Gaming, unfortunately for him, has ploughed his car into the wall. That is. Where is that? I can't see where that is. So
It looks to me like he's looking the wrong way going onto the main drag to the finish line. He's lost it through that quick left-right. He was facing the wrong way.
Yeah. Well, that's a spinning, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, and as you were introducing the reserve drivers, Willie Tix put it into the wall on the outside of turn 2, lost the wheel.
I missed that.
So he's also out of the session.
So 3 retirements from the first qualifying run. The conditions tonight are very difficult, so it seems.
Certainly catching a few guys out, and yeah, we've lost 2 on their out laps. I haven't got times in.
Yeah, Carl World, one of the early pace setters, not in the championship fight, unfortunately for him, but he was kind of early on in the season up there. He's gone quickest so far. He's gone into the run-off area. Not sure. He's kind of looking at some telemetries, but he's going to eventually come back round. We'll see him later. Lennon is coming into the pits. He's still in the championship, 6th at the moment. But Carwell has actually retired, and I believe that's for facing the wrong way. And unfortunately for him, he's not going to be able to. This is an odd qualifying, isn't it?
Well, yeah. It said he retired. He hadn't been disqualified, so has he decided that he's not? Has he decided he's not going to make it back round to the pits in time and get another lap in? So he's just called it a night.
Yeah.
Possibly.
So we're on board with Mark at the moment. I think he's on an in lap. We've got to get in there quite quick actually. There's 3:40 left. The guys behind him on the grid are already in there and sorting themselves out.
I was going to say, given the sort of pit lane speed and the length of the lap, you probably want to be getting out of the pit lane with about 2:20 left on the clock to guarantee getting a lap in.
Yeah, and obviously the pit crew on this game take an absolute year to get your car in there.
Yeah, I think it's like a 45 second turnaround from them receiving you to being ready to get you out again.
Smertens, I think we should rename you Stato, because you have all these stats and information that no one else has. And
it just shows that I have no life outside of this game.
I just saw, I was on board with Plexit, one of the reserve drivers tonight, just coming around the last corner and just lost a bit of grip, went into the wall, and he's coming into the pits now. So yeah, so one of the new guys, Dutch Trixies, he's 3rd at the moment, so a good entry into
that's an impressive showing on his debut.
Yeah, and also let's not forget about Michael C. He's in a relegation battle, as is Spurg, and he's in 6th at the moment. So,
and another point on Michael C. He's using no assists for the. I think he's using no traction for the first time tonight.
Wow.
He's got a hell of a session for his first no traction run.
Man, that is to be only 6
so
behind the guy leading the championship.
That's seriously impressive if he has stuck to that.
In these conditions as well.
Yeah, so fair play.
Yeah. Shout out to C-Tice Demon. He's watching the stream tonight. Fair play to what he's doing. He's doing did he do his 24-hour charity stream on?
No, his 24-hour charity stream is this weekend.
Right. Okay.
So, guys, if you want to show him some support, I think it's his PSN handle is the same as his Twitch handle. He's doing it on Twitch.
Well, I tell you what, see, Tice, I know you're watching, because I can see your comments there. If there are, I tell you what, right, let's do this. If there are 5 or more retirements tonight, I'll donate £5 to your thing.
And I'll do the same.
Wow, brilliant. And obviously, because, well, he's American, isn't he? So
yes.
In his money, that's like $1,000. You know, because obviously
that's right. Yeah.
Best currency.
Just another notable mention on Demon while we're talking about him. I want to give a shout out to Scuba for what he done last night. So Ticey's currently he's donating $1 for every lap he completes in his league races to, I think it's cancer awareness.
Okay.
Which is the whole purpose he's doing his 24-hour stream, and he was a lap down last night and Scuba pulled over and let him go back past so he could complete the extra lap.
Seriously? Oh wow.
Seriously, yeah.
Oh,
so respect to Scuba for doing that.
That's
it hasn't gone unnoticed.
Yeah, he just said breast cancer. So yeah, man, respect for that. Back to proceedings tonight. We've seen George Alice has just gone quickest by 400ths of a second. Mark is on track, but only just started his lap. Aaron at the moment is fourth quickest. He is coming around 6/10 up. So we might as well stay on board. This is obviously going to be the last lap of his qualifying. His qualifying is now over. Ooh. Slight wobble, but he was 6/10 up, so still expecting.
And well, Mark won't be going any quicker. He's in the wall.
Okay, well, we'll have a quick look after we see what Aaron does. Aaron goes pole, and Mark, yep, has completely. George is still actually setting a lap, but look at that. That's 3/10, over 3/10.
Ox has lost a wheel. Castle section.
We've got George. Mark is still on track, but he's not going to set a time. So we've got Dutch Tricks. Actually, he is retired. Bad Boy is really
Bad Boy's coming to the line.
Here we go. What's his time going to be? Goes pole by 1/10. George Alice coming round the last corner. Now then, good age is in the stream. I've just looked down. Welcome along, last season champion. George Alice comes across the line. Doesn't improve. Well, it doesn't improve his position. And we've only got one other driver, and that's City possibly, but he's run out of fuel. So there you go, Bad Boy, with his extremely good qualifying record this season, gets it again. And Aaron in second place. He did say to me in my little ear that he was looking forward to tonight.
Yep, he's been saying all day that he fancies this.
Yeah. So there you go. Bad Boy, Aaron, and George Alice are your podium drivers in qualifying. Car World, Mark, the championship is still going in 5th. Dutch Tricks, Ox, Michael C, Fear, that's Fear in 9th. Lennon is in 10th, that's a disappointing qualifying for him. City Posh Blue, Plexit, Spurg, Willie Tix, the 3 champions, Rich T and AMK. AMK retiring early, but he does apparently like Azerbaijan, so let's have a look, see how he goes. Okay, so it seems that we've got a dry beginning of the race. Just thinking maybe some of the drivers saw that and then decided to stick with some kind of dry setup. But yeah, see Tice, if 5 retirements happen, send the link into my PlayStation account, so I know where to click, because I'm rubbish at stuff like that. I don't know what to do. Okay, So here we go then for the penultimate race of the season. Azerbaijan, Bad Boy is pole, Aaron is second, and here we are, away we go. It looks like Aaron's got an amazing start. He's going to take pole into turn one, I think. He is. He's gone into lead, and Bad Boy, I think Bad Boy has actually got some wing damage already.
Yeah, there was a bit of a bottleneck at turn 1 and turn 2 in the midfield.
Yeah, he's going to try and go around the outside, but I think Aaron just needs to hold position, and this could be trouble for Bad Boy. He's just avoid the wall.
McLaren's gone straight on at turn 3. Look like Spurge. There's a few cars gone straight on, all recovering to the track now.
Yeah, look at AMT already, 8 places into 9th. 8 places in like 4 corners. He was rumoured to be very good around here, so we'll keep an eye on him. So as we come out the castle section, it's Aaron in front, Bad Boy George. Mark at 1 place, 4th at the moment. I think would be good enough considering where Ox and Lennon are to take the championship, but it is early days.
So out of that carnage at turn 3, Rich T Gaming and City Posh have managed to keep, I would say, all of their front wings, while Spurge and the 3 champions have lost at least an end plate off of theirs. Spurge has just hit the wall again.
I've seen Willie Six has also got some damage as well.
Yeah, I imagine quite a few cars will be carrying damage from what I saw through turns 1 and 2.
So look at Ox. Ox has no damage. Lennon has no damage. And we know Mark has no damage. But Mark is battling hard with George, and he's lost a couple of places as Mark.
So we've got Carwell, Spurge in the pit, and the 3 champions as well.
Ox is going to have to defend from Mark into this corner. Mark's going to try and go up the inside, but just about Ox holds Mark off. Now, did you think?
And while Mark's trying to pass Ox, he's got Lennon all over the back of him, trying to find a way past.
I was just going to say, did you think the top 3 of the championship would be a 3 together in 5th, 6th and 7th? That's it's still playing into Mark's
I'm not too bothered about where they are at the moment, as long as they are together and stay together.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ox and Len will be wanting to get as far forward as they can, as quickly as they can.
Ooh, did Ox pick some damage up? He's so close.
I think he's got away with that. That was close.
Yeah. He's looking quite racy, isn't he, Ox, tonight, I think. New driver Dutch, making a very good impression, up in 2 places up to 4.
Yeah, I believe he's a no assist user as well.
Right. Ox, I think, he have to back away? I think Ox is going to... Well,
there's a little bit of rubber banding going on my screen between Ox and Dutch Tricks, and we've got Mark looking up the inside.
Unfortunately for Willie Six, he's got a penalty and he's back in the pit. So
yeah, fallen foul of the pit lane speed limit.
Now it's Michael C. Has dropped 3 places and he's out of the points. Obviously, the relegation thing has to be cleared up at the end of the season. We're not quite sure how it's going to work out because of drivers unavailable and all that kind of thing. But he is one that's battling relegation, so as is Spurg, but Spurg is in 16th, so tough times for those guys. Dutch Tricks with a slight mistake in the castle section, but no damage. So yeah, 3 laps in, we've got Aaron, who hasn't I've got to say this, he's not won a league race ever in any league that he's been in. I am the same. I think you're the same, aren't you? Or?
I've had no league race victories.
Yeah. So we
I think I've had the measly sum of 2 podiums.
That's more than me. I've had one.
No, very
Mark.
fortuitous.
He's Mark. Look at Ox's straight line speed. Ox's straight line speed. Now that's interesting.
Oh,
Mark was.
Dutch Tricks has gone wide.
Oh.
I think he got away with the wing damage there. He was tired to the wall.
And Mark has capitalised. Mark is up into 4th.
I'll keep an eye on Ox because he's not going to let this go easily.
Well, let's take a look. 3 wide. Oh, there's a bit of carbon fibre gone.
That was a bit of wing.
I think that's from Dutch Tricks. Yeah, it's from his front right wing. And oh, he started 6th. He got up to 4th, I think.
Lennon's got to take it easy here.
Yeah, he's right there behind. AMK is behind him. And AMK is rumoured to be very good on this track. So Lennon's in a quite predicament. Ox and Mark are currently fighting it out for 4th.
Oh, Lennon got very close to the wall then.
There is a battle going on for first place. We'll keep an eye on that as well, because the race win, of course, is still important, even though we're talking about the championship. But look at the gap that first and second have pulled out over George Ellis, and George Ellis is very loud. You right there, mate?
Yeah, I've been suffering from a bit of a sore throat and a light cold.
Now is bad boy going to go around the outside of Aaron? I think he might do. And he's got the move done. What a move!
Got it done. Beautiful.
Yeah. He was 6/10 behind Aaron at the beginning of the straight, and I know it's the longest straight in Formula 1, but wow, straight line speed.
Yep, straight line speed and slipstream is king.
XT Gaming has got wing damage, unfortunately, one of the reserve drivers, so he's in the pits. Ox and Mark are still having a scrap, but look at AMK.
Oh, AMK and Dutch Tricks coming to blows.
Look at this. There's 4 of them. And that is Fear with Dutch Tricks.
That's Fear, yeah.
Dutch Tricks has not pitted, that's why they're all bunched up.
What has happened to Lennon? Because he's dropped down to 9th.
Does he have damage? No, there's no damage. I don't know. Not sure. He didn't have a great.
I mean, we know he was caught up. I know he was caught up behind Dutch Tricks, who was sort of nursing that damaged wing as he's hit the wall again.
Yeah, and I think
and that's going to give Fear the run.
Yeah, Fear gets it, but I was still on board with Lennon with that, and I think he's struggling for grip on curves. A couple of times I've seen where he hit. Oh no!
That
Dutch Tricks has hit the wall, and Lennon is out of the championship because he got collected by Dutch Tricks.
Yeah, he's got no wings, so.
Such a shame. I wanted it to go 3 wide into the last race of the season, but.
And Spurge is retired as well.
Okay, we know. Who is that? I think that's in one of the.
He's gone down. He's disappeared down the escape road, hasn't he?
Yeah. So.
I think that's the tricky turn 15.
Yeah. Barring an absolute miracle, Lennon is out of the championship. And it's just going to be Ox and Mark, but Mark is ahead of Ox, and as we speak, we'll take the championship.
Yeah, unfortunately with the whole Dutch tricks Lennon thing, that's I think been on the cards for a lap or two with Dutch tricks. Just gradually, corner by corner, he was starting to make contact with more walls, so he'd been losing more of his wing. And I think it was just inevitable that sooner or later that corner was going to catch him out.
Sorry, my controller just died, unfortunately. Now then, George Ellis is attacking Mark, but Mark actually took the position from him, so...
Something's just caught my eye in the stream chat, and that is that Aaron has got yellow front wing damage.
Right, well, let's have a look. He has, front right. It's a shame for him. He was good quali, took the lead on the start of the race. And then Bad Boy got him back, but then he's got some kind of moment somewhere. So we'll see when is he going to. I think he'll stay out for when he's due a pit stop. I know it's super soft, but
I think he'll do the same. He's only a couple of laps away from that.
Yeah, and he's got a 2.5 second lead on third, so I think that's probably the best option now. As Ox got a good run on Georgia, in which race he's going to be in DRS, he's got to get in there to affect Mark at some stage. I don't think Ox has the straight line speed. He's not catching him. No, he doesn't.
Well, the trouble he's got is George Ellis has got the DRS and the slipstream off of Mark.
Yeah, but on one of the previous laps, I think Mark was quicker in the straight line than Ox as well.
I mean, Ox did have the straight line speed at the end of lap 2 before the DRS was active. But since the DRS has been activated, it seems to have levelled out.
Yeah. Let's have a quick look at Plexits. He's in 9th. He's got the DRS on Michael C there, so there's a battle developing. And Michael C's actually just gone into the wall. Well, yeah, he's got some damage. Man, I've got some timing. I don't have the words to say, but wow, I'm good on the controller. Other than racing, of course, but yeah, Michael C's got damage. So yeah, he's going to come into the pits shortly.
Oh, Willie Tix has unfortunately lagged out of the session. I didn't spot that. Must have happened some time ago because he was already a minute behind Rich T Gaming.
Yeah. So we're a third of the race through at the moment. Bad Boy leads the race. Aaron is second. Mark, as it stands, will win the championship. That's it. George is 4th. Ox is 5th. Chasing down George. We're on ball with Ox at the moment. Yeah, and as you say, George does have it's kind of like a DRS backlog, isn't it, at the moment, for these three.
I know we've mentioned about Aaron's front wing damage. Bad Boy has damage too, which is probably why Aaron's been able to keep pace with him.
Yeah, he does, yeah, front left. Now this is interesting, because these two are going to have to change their wing, and Mark doesn't have damage. This is playing into Mark's hands massively.
Yep, Ox has kept his wing clean as well, as is George Ellis, so you'd probably expect the 3rd, 4th and 5th guys to emerge as the top 3 after the pit stops have done.
Yeah. Yeah, Mark's just about getting out of the George Alice DRS. He's a second ahead of him now, so that will mean George won't have DRS as it kind of stands on this lap. We'll have to wait and see. But Ox has just gone wide and glanced that wall, so I think Ox will have DRS.
Yeah, he's still there. As George has run wide, Ox has had a wobble.
Oh! God. None of them going to have DRS after all that. But look where AMK is. He's going to have DRS.
And let's bear in mind that AMK started on the soft. He's running the alternative strategy.
Do you know what? Do you know what, Smurfins? He did. Wow. He started in 17th place. He was the first retirement. Started on the soft and he's in 6th on lap 10. The only thing is,
what did we say about AMK liking this circuit?
He does like it, but the only thing I've got to say about it is he's got no fuel, or extra fuel. So on that back straight, he's going to have to rely a bit on
just the fact that he's on the back of 5th place and they're about to pit, he's in a great position because he's going to be on the quicker tyre at the end of this race.
Yeah. He's having a good race, isn't he? And there is a battle for 11th, and that's between the original pace setter in the championship and the current 3rd place in the championship. And that's very strange to say, but you know, it happens.
Mark is within DRS range of Aaron, but I've got a feeling that we're going to see them all dive into the pits at the end of this lap.
Okay. So supers to softs then, I think. Do you reckon? Or supers to mediums?
They'll go soft.
Well, Aaron pits.
Bad boy's carrying on.
But Mark has got some damage.
Mark's lost his wing. Well, and he won't be able to change that.
He is not going to. Well, let's wait. Would he have had it on auto, or would he have put it?
He'll have had it on auto, but because he was already in the pit lane, he wouldn't have been able to change it.
Oh my God! That means.
So Mark is probably going to sacrifice a wing change and do this stint with the damage.
Well, I didn't see exactly. Well, I did see, but I couldn't calculate what happened. Mark.
Well, I was on board with Mark coming. I was on board with Mark coming into the pit lane, and as Aaron already had the wing damage, I think he broke a little bit earlier for the sort of kink into the pit lane.
Yeah.
And it just caught Mark out a little bit, and he ran into the back of him.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, Mark obviously knows that he kind of needs 3rd and better to. He just rushing into the pits. He just wanted to get in. I was on board with him as well. And,
so let's just put that in perspective. Ox stayed out an extra lap, and I almost cursed him then. I was just going to say, as long as he keeps it clean coming into the pit lane, that was close.
He's got to get those tyres off quick.
It's got to be this lap.
AMK is going to overtake him, surely.
Now, unless Ox is listening to the stream, he won't know Mark's got that damage.
Bad boy pits. Ox pits. AMK takes the lead at the moment.
Got it slowed down nicely.
Yeah, that was a good pit entry. Fear pits as well. Fear's having a good race. Up 5 places. Plexit is up 7 places. And he's on the soft tyre as well.
Did Plexit start on those as well? Is he running the AMK strategy?
Yeah, soft strategy.
So, Mark's still in front of Ox.
Yeah, but with that wing damage.
But with the wing damage, yeah.
No, he's on the softer now. No, Smerton's in the pick your trade now. If you were Mark, what would you do? Stay out for a
I'd
bit,
stay out.
Put the supers on, 4 laps in, 5 laps in.
I would probably I would stay out to the end. I don't think with that damage I don't think I'd worry about pitting. You've got track position at this point.
Yeah.
You know that for the middle sector there's nowhere past. The only place you're really vulnerable is down into turn 1 or turn 2.
Yeah. But look
and even then, even if Ox does get past him, he's got to outscore Mark by 10 points.
That's a good point. I think these guys will have done their look at the table before the race, and
they'll have worked out what they've got to do before this.
Yeah, these guys are no mugs. So, but Ox he is catching him up, and he will catch him up. Now there's a couple of battles. Actually, there's a battle going on right down the bottom of the field. City Posh Blue is having a look at Carwell. City Posh Blue, one of the new drivers. I'll have a look at him, see how it goes. Oh, he's got a great exit there. And he's done it before the DRS. I don't know if Carwell's got a bit of damage.
He's got a bit of damage on the right hand side of his wing, and he's running the medium tyres, so there's a tyre offset here as well.
Yeah. I got a bit excited there. I was thinking, wow, that's an overtaking and a half, but okay, well.
But still, on your debut, to be overtaking one of the guys that was setting the pace at the start of the season, no mean feat.
Yeah, and I don't know the history of some of these reserve drivers, but if it's their first kind of league race, and you get personally, when I did it, first league race, I got really too excited and far too nervous and all that. Nowadays, I don't really care because I know I'm rubbish, but
yeah, I'm pretty much the same. I've accepted the fact that I'm not amongst the elite, and I just drive my race.
I'm like half an hour before the race. Oh shit, it's a race tonight. Oh god, did I even practice? No, I didn't. Okay, let's just do it. And still rubbish as well. But I'll tell you what. Now, before we have a look at City Posh Blue and that battle, the gap between Ox and Mark was 1.4. That's been about a lap, and it's now 1.1. That's not coming down a terrible amount.
I've just taken a look at the fuel on Mark and Ox, and Ox has got about a lap in his tank, and Mark is down to fumes.
Yeah. And that's he is under pressure. But I know this sounds strange, he doesn't have to compete, because fourth is 12 points, isn't it? Third is 15 points.
Fourth is 12, yeah.
So he could, not that you would give up a position, but you could care less about third place.
Well, I mean, the thing is for Mark, he's net leader.
Now look at Plex. Yeah, he is net leader, and Plexit is.
Plexit and AMK have got a pit.
Yeah, and Plexit is actually holding these two up. So are we going to see any?
Well, that's playing right into AMK's hands, isn't it?
Yeah, there's 17.5 seconds. It looks like Plexit is going to pit now. He's peeled over to the left. No, that's
no.
Dummy pit entry. Probably a good idea. Oh, Plexit's lost it. And he's gone in the wall. And, oh, it was such a good debut. He just dropped a tyre on the curb and boom, the car just went. What does that mean for the title? I suppose Mark doesn't have a car to negotiate past, so it's kind of as we were, I suppose. 15 to 12, 18 to 15, it's 3 points, isn't it? So it all depends on AMK's in lap on his entry. I mean 17. Oh wow, Mark just
Did Mark hit the wall then?
He did, yeah, he glanced the wall. He didn't get any further damage, I don't think. That front light looks alright.
Ox smells blood.
Yeah. I think he might get him on the straight.
Yeah, he'll bide his time here, but as Mark's hit the wall again.
He's really struggling. Yeah, Ox does the right thing, he takes it nice. Doesn't push it.
I'd lift through here.
Oh, they're so close, we've got to go back on board.
They touched.
Did they touch? There we go.
They touched.
This is for the championship, kind of. Even if it isn't, but we're going to pick it up.
AMK's boxed.
AMK pits and goes on the supers with 10 laps remaining. So we'll see how he gets on. But Ox gets that move done. But still,
now this, it's not enough.
It's not enough, you're right. Now how much is that damage to Mark's front left wing going to affect his race with 10 laps remaining? George is 1.6 seconds behind with no damage. So, to reiterate, if Mark comes third, then Ox will need to win the race to keep the championship alive for next week in Bahrain. And as it stands, George, George is going to catch him up potentially. And well, we'll see. Sorry, Smoten's gone.
I was going to say, Ox is doing the maximum he can do.
Yeah.
So he's now hoping that the guys behind Mark can do the job for him as well.
Yeah. Good battle between Aaron and AMK that we've seen pretty much all race, with pole sitter and second place driver in quali. They're still going at it.
And we've got to bear in mind AMK's joined this on fresh super softs now.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting three-way battle.
Great helicopter. Oh, I did have a great helicopter shot on Bad Boy and Aaron. It looks like Aaron's going to lose a position, I think.
Yep, Bad Boy's got him round the outside again.
Yeah, twice now.
He seems to favour that move.
Yeah. Obviously going on the outside, carrying more pace. And all that. But look at George Alice. That damage on Mark. Oh, Mark had that damage. Oh. Oh. What a role that George Alice has got in this championship.
And look behind George Alice.
Yeah. Bad Boys.
That three-car battle
yeah.
is joining in. This is now a 5-car train.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the... There we go. They're all there. Let's get some comments up. Paul Oliver, that's Pagani. AMK could still win this race. C-Ty says, think AMK will send championship till next week. Pagani has said rain could cause havoc now, it could do. Good Age said Paul exit from Plexit, nice, great words, you can see what he's doing there. Onto the podium, he's saying, come on rain. Is rain going to come? A couple of people are saying about rain.
I'm just trying to... I'll say it's starting to look a little bit darker than it did at the start of this race.
Yeah. couple of minutes ago onto the podium said George Ellis can decide the championship.
Back to the battle. Bad Boy's going to try his move on George Ellis. They're 3 wide into turn 1.
3 wide, Mark. Gonna lose a position. Oh, Bad Boy's got some damage, hasn't he?
Oh no!
No!
Is that Mark out?
Mark is out. He's retired. I didn't see what happened. I was on board with Bad Boy. Mark has retired.
It's George. It's he and George Ellis. I think George was on the outside of him and put the power down on the curb and slid across the front of Mark and drove him into the wall on the left-hand side at pit exit.
Oh. Wow. So
incredible.
So before this race, Mark was 34 points ahead of Ox. Obviously, there's 25 points for the win.
And it started raining.
It started raining, here we go. Now AMK's on the supers. Obviously, he put those on quite recently. And it has started raining. Onto the podium says scenes. Yep, definitely scenes. JB22 got pole last night, well done mate, says wow. Yeah, you can't really say much more than that. Aaron's having a good battle with Bad Boy again.
Tezza with just 3 letters. OMG.
Yep. Mark's,
OMG indeed.
Mark's immediate reaction in the stream is to say nice. He's obviously going to be disappointed, but we'll see. So, as it stands in the championship, next week, Ox will be 9 points behind Mark. Lennon in 7th will be out of the championship, although he's recovered well from what happened earlier on actually, to be fair. He wiped the mediums on thinking that it wouldn't rain, but it is raining, so... But, anything can happen, I mean...
God, I want to be in this booth for Bahrain next week.
Oh man, I'm off all next week. I'm here. I'm here this week. The only seat I can guarantee in any Formula 1 game is this one. I'm not going to miss this. The Carwell pits. Is he going to go on to the intermediate tyre? Is he the first one to do it? He's going to have. Well, he's got damage. So I suppose
he's got damage and he's in P11, so he's got nothing to lose.
Yeah. Mark, clearly caring about what's happening and what has happened, was asked in the comments on the stream the points difference, and onto the podium has told him 9 points between you and Ox if he wins. So Mark is concerned about what's happening, which is understandable. So yeah, there aren't too many battles at the moment, but
so Ox carries on for another lap.
Yep. See AMK as well, Bad Boy as well, Aaron as well, Fear.
So obviously not wet enough in these guys' minds. How's Carwell getting on?
I think Lennon's going to pit here. Because he's actually got front right damage. I want to just seen that. No, it doesn't look like he's going to pit. No. I don't think he is. It's not quite wet enough.
Well, the spray is starting to come off the front tyres now, so it's getting there.
Now we've got to mention him. The computer car of Willie Tix has just served a penalty. Just wanted to mention him. My new favourite driver. So yeah, actually, it's worth having a look at Carwell, how he's getting on with these intermediates. It does appear too early, but like you said, he has nothing to lose. Yeah, he's...
AMK have a massive wobble coming out of the castle section. And he's having to lift through the fast sweeping lefts down to turn 15. It may be time.
Yeah. Rich T Gaming has come into the pits. Does he fancy some intermediates? Let's have a quick look. There aren't any battles on track at the moment. Yeah,
Yep,
he's
Ox coasting through the end of the lap there. What's he gonna do?
Sea Toast
Yep.
Demon is just... Yeah, Ox pits. Here we go. This could be it. Now AMK follows him. Bad Boy follows him. Aaron, what's Aaron thinking about this? Aaron follows those.
Yep. Now Bad
Fear?
Boy and Aaron have both got front right damage.
But Fear?
Interesting. Well, Fear's carried on because Aaron came in.
Oh, of course, they're teammates, yeah.
And
Fear has
he
damage
doesn't
as well.
fancy queuing.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a funny comment that Sea Toast Demon put in about Willie Tix's computer car. It came in and didn't even give him intermediates, and he put on fresh supers. Oh, when your luck's not there, it's not there, is it? Now Lennon.
George Alice has retired.
Oh, what happened there? Oh.
That's the fast sequence of corners at the end of the lap.
Yeah.
And did he still have that damage from his contact with Mark?
I don't think I've been on board with him since then.
I don't remember him pitting to change that wing, so I think he still had the front wing damage. So I guess that coupled with the wet track, it's put him in the wall.
Yeah. Now Fear leads the race. He is fighting against relegation, but he's on dry tyres with wing damage.
He was fighting that car through the castle section, I tell ya.
Now I'm just looking at the time differences. He's gonna. I tell you what, with a wing change, he's gonna come out ahead of Lennon. He's got. Oh.
He's got,
Well, it doesn't matter. He's got to change it anyway. He's going to come out ahead of Lennon in 6th.
well, that was pretty close in my eyes to him needing more than the wing then. I thought he was going to pop that front right wheel off. Easy, Fear. Easy, mate.
Yeah, just Rich T Gaming. Rich T Gaming has decided to. He's had enough. He's retired from the race.
Yep, retired in the pit lane.
That's fair play. Fair play. Good place to do it. So yeah, Fear pits. And I think Sea Toast Demon, if you're still watching, that's 5 retirements.
That is indeed 5 DNFs.
Yeah, so we owe him $10 million, which is about £5 each. Yeah. So Fear.
So 5 crisp English pounds heading your way, my friend. Times 2.
Now Fear, who is at the bottom end of the table, is going to get out in a nice, healthy 5th place, just behind his teammate. So a good weekend so far for the Toro Rosso team.
Well, it's a good result for Fear. That's 10 points and probably assures him safety.
Yeah. Plexit is the last of the dry runners to pit. So,
Now, you remember when they were on dries that Ox and AMK was separated by about 3 seconds? It's half that now.
yeah. So let's put this scenario out there. If AMK was to catch Ox, obviously Mark 34 points clear. If Ox was to come second, that's 18 points. So that's 16 points. Ox could afford to come second and still be in the championship next week. Obviously, he wants to win the race. But and
Carwell's gone.
This rain is taking.
And AMK's kissed the wall. So that 1.5 second gap has doubled.
Yep.
More than doubled.
Yeah, you give it a bit of a commentator's curse there, Smertens, I've got to say.
Do you know what? I said in the admins chat this morning that I'll probably end up cursing someone.
Yeah.
And City Posh Blue, who was running P7, appears to have lagged out of the session.
That's a shame. He's having a good race.
He's running as a ghost.
Yeah, qualified 11th. And if he's got some kind of lag issue, that is a shame. I'm going to have to go to the toilet. I'll be back in a moment.
So Lennon's done a decent recovery job, given his early contact with Dutch Tricks. He's recovered back up to 6th place. Fortunately, it's not going to keep him in the championship fight, but a valiant effort this season.
Yeah, definitely. It's a shame that he couldn't get a win so far. I mean, there's always next week, but he's definitely got the talent. Just a bit unfortunate, maybe. But yeah, I mean, look at Ox. He's since that wobble by MK, he's now got an extra half a second on him. Oh, as I say that, it suddenly comes down 3 tenths. I don't know. I'm just trying to hope for more events, more controversialities, if that is such a word.
Yeah, I think controversial moments may be few and far between for the next 2.5 laps.
Yeah, but I mean, it's been a good race. It's been a good, it's been an interesting race as well. There's been a lot of, you know, Bad Boy started pole. Aaron took him on the first straight into turn 1, and then Bad Boy got him back, and then there was a moments with Mark and Ox, kind of 3rd and 4th and 5th.
I was going to say, just before those pit stops, we were thinking it looked like Mark was going to probably take the race win, given the fact that Bad Boy and Aaron both had to have wing changes at their pit stops, and then he picked up that wing damage coming into the pit lane.
Yeah.
And that completely changed the complexion of the race.
It did, yeah. I think Ox is just gonna, he knows he doesn't need to do anything extravagant. Yeah, he's in rich on the straights, but
you can afford to run rich on the straights.
I think the only thing, let's have a look to the leader, the only thing that might affect him, well, probably not. I mean, I was just thinking maybe there's a lap car coming up. They've already lapped the 3 champions, and then Michael C is 1 minute 35 behind the leader, so I don't think Ox is going to catch up to...
No, I don't think Ox is going to see another car.
Yeah. So yeah, it's all to play for next week as we stand. I mean, obviously anything can happen now, but there's going to be a 9-point difference. 2 drivers competing for the championship next week.
It's going to be a straight shootout. It's a jewel in the desert.
Yeah. City Posh Blue has just messaged into the stream chat, so annoyed to lag out. His internet went down. It's a shame, obviously.
No need to apologise, it happens.
Yeah. It's a shame. Yeah, he didn't seem to be lagging in the race. That was bizarre as well. I don't remember him lagging. So I don't really know who to watch at the moment. There aren't any battles that I can see. Closest one is well, maybe Plexit catching up to well, City Posh. Wow, well there you go.
Well, it's a yeah. Plexus is going to jump City Posh Blue. It's a ghost car.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yep.
There he goes.
So let's go back to Ox. He's on the last lap. Coming through, just about coming towards the end of sector 1. So we'll go back to him in a second. Let's give a couple of gyros some air time. There's AMK. Had a good race. Look, 15 places.
I was going to say, bear in mind he started P17 this evening.
Yeah, that's stone cold last after his retirement in quali. Bad Boy in third. Again, good quali, but can't convert that. I think Aaron will be disappointed with himself, but looking on, I mean, I still think it's a good result when you've got to compete against the likes of Ox and Mark, and obviously AMK is good here. Bad Boy good in quali. And look, Fear's had a great result. This is someone who's struggling this season for points. You know?
Yeah, we say he struggled for points. I think he's been more unlucky than struggled.
Yeah.
But absolutely deserves a strong finish. Zox comes to the line to claim victory.
Yeah, there we go. Takes the Azerbaijan Grand Prix to put himself in contention next week. I was just about to say a mention for Lennon as well. Still going with wing damage. He knows he's mathematically out of the championship, but still completing the race. Credit to him. So AMK comes second.
Yeah, it's a shame for Lennon that his season is over now, but he's had a strong season. He can hold his head up high and just take something from this season into next season, and who knows.
Yeah. As he swerves across the line, I give him a no user interface helicopter shot thing there as a mark of respect. So we're just going to wait for these guys to finish. Obviously there's 1 or 2 lap guys. Plexit, reserve driver. Good debut. Hoping for a seat next season, I think. Again,
I think
Michael
a couple of the reserve guys might be in with a shout for a seat.
Yeah. So we go, Plexit takes 7th. Michael C is going to come home in 8th. The penalties are not going to be a thing here because of the distances between the drivers. So there we go. Just going to wait for the podium scenario. Hots taking the win. He kind of needed to do it. Yeah. So Ox takes the win. He gets 25 points. He will be 9 points behind Mark next week in Bahrain. Second is AMK. Bad Boy comes third. That's the podium drivers. Aaron comes fourth. Fear in fifth. Good result for Fear actually. That's got to be said. Lennon, unfortunately for him, he's now out of the championship, but a good season nonetheless, in 6th. Plexit, the reserve driver, in 7th. Michael C, battling relegation, we're not sure what's happening with that, in 8th. And some drivers that I can't remember because I have no memory, but they're all there. There's Daniel Ricciardo, Massa, and Rich T Gaming actually stayed and watched. He stayed in the lobby and watched all that, so respect to that. Smertens, I would love a driver of the day.
Right, I'm going to give a notable mention to AMK for his last to second place race, but I'm going to go for Ox because the pressure was on him. He had to deliver tonight, and he's done it. He was flawless, absolutely flawless.
In changeable conditions, and we saw that in what was that race? A changeable condition where he jumped Mark on strategy. I can't remember. It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he
may have been
him.
Singapore.
Yeah,
we had Singapore with changeable conditions, but he didn't make it to the end of that one.
Oh, I can't remember whichever one it was. He jumped him on strategy with wet conditions. So that's something to think about.
Malaysia. I think it was Malaysia. He won Malaysia, didn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think we're going to get changeable conditions next week, but you never know with Codemasters logic.
Codemasters logic. There you go. So next week, come back, tune in. Obviously, we've got Division 2 on Monday. We'll be in that one. We'll have a battle, won't we, Smertens? We'll have a little bit of a battle on Monday.
Yeah, we'll have a bit of a ding dong.
Yeah, but it's Bahrain next week, so Division 2 Monday, Division 2 Tuesday, Division 2 9 points separating the two drivers at the top of the championship. Make sure you come back and watch that one. Smertens, thanks for coming along and being in the booth.
Pleasure as always. Hope to join you next week.
Cool. So guys, thanks for watching. Take care, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.